Hey YouTube, what's up, and welcome back to tutorial number 24. And in this tutorial I just want to talk to you guys a little bit more about some pseudo classes. So in the last tutorial I left off having styled the first letter of every single one of our paragraphs, and now what we can do in this tutorial is just style the first child and the last child. So as you can see, I'm starting off with the same HTML that we had in the previous tutorial, but now what I want to do is just indent all of this and then wrap it inside of a div. And the reason why I'm doing this is just because I need some child elements on my website. And if you guys don't know what child elements are, then basically if you can see all of these 4 paragraphs and how they are nice and neatly nested inside of this div, okay, that means that all of these paragraphs over here are children of this div. Okay, it also means that this div is their parent, and it also means that this body is the grandparent of these paragraphs, and this body is the parent of this div. So that's just how parents and children work in HTML. And when I say I want to style the first child, then I'm talking about this child over here. Okay, so the first child of my div would be this paragraph over here, and the last child of my div would be this paragraph over here. So that's just pretty much what we're going to do in this tutorial. So if you go over to your CSS and then we go ahead and we select our div. Now I actually want to select it by ID, so because this div is the parent, we can just give it an ID of dad, and when we go back here we can, okay, I'll save that, and when we go back here we can select our div by ID, so dad, and then we also need to select the paragraphs, so just like that. So that's actually called a child selector, and if you haven't watched my video on child selectors, you should probably go back and watch that, and then you'd understand why I did that. And now what we're going to do is use the colon symbol just to say that we're using a pseudo class, and then what we do is we select the pseudo class we want to use, which is first child. And now what we can do is pretty much just change the color to green, just something obvious that you guys can see. And if we save this and then run this in Firefox, okay, whoops, I ran it in the CSS sheet again. Okay, we go back to our index.html and then we run this in Firefox, and as you can see we now have 3 plain old boring black paragraphs, and then we have 1 green paragraph, and that was the first child. Okay, so that's pretty much just how to select the first child. And if we go back to our CSS and instead of selecting our first child we select the last child, then we pretty much get the exact same thing, except the word once is now green instead of the word you. So that's just how to use the first child and the last child selectors. And now what we can do before we end off this video is I just want to talk to you guys about the before and after pseudo classes. So you can go back to your CSS and actually just we'll clear all of this out. Actually no, we won't. We'll just go ahead and take this away. So like I said, we want to use the before and the after pseudo class. So let's go ahead and before, and we can make one for after as well. So we'll just go ahead and after, and now what we can do is we'll still leave these colors the same, but then I'm actually going to use the content property to add some content to our before and our after, because as you can see on our website here, we don't have any content before our paragraph and we don't have any content after our paragraph, but we're going to change that. So anything inside of our 2 quotation marks here is going to appear on our website. So we can probably just go ahead and write carpe diem, and you know what, we might as well just copy that and put it down here as well. Just seeing as our website already says you only live once, you might as well seize the day. So we can go back to our Firefox browser, and when we refresh this, watch what happens. I haven't actually changed any of my HTML. You can see that. So I'm not like pausing the video and secretly tricking you guys. Watch what happens when we refresh the page. You'll end up having the word carpe diem before your paragraph, and you'll end up having the word carpe diem after your paragraph. So that's just how the before and after pseudo classes work. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys in this tutorial. So I will see you guys next time. I would appreciate it a lot if you guys really hit that subscribe button. And also don't be afraid to comment, like, or share my videos. It's really going to help my channel grow. So thanks very much, and I'll see you guys next time.